Hello, welcome back. We are currently on day 8 of our architecture project, and today we are going to start assembling. We're going to start putting it all together. We've got our walls, our roof, we've got all those like parts made. Today it all comes together. It's going to be amazing. So let's just first touch on what is all required to be part of this home by day 10, by our due date, okay? So my head's actually kind of covering this up right now, so let me just hide myself. You're gonna need 4 sides or walls. You're gonna need a roof. It can either be a peaked roof or a flat roof, either way, totally acceptable. It needs some sort of an opening, so it could be a door, a window. Of course you can have more than one too, but you need at least one. And then next class, we are going to be painting. So make sure you've got all your painting supplies ready for next class. All right? So that's what it needs to have. Notice it didn't say like it needs to have a door that can open and close. It needs shutters on the windows. It needs all that is going beyond, above and beyond. There we go. Can't talk. So if you want to do those things, please do. Absolutely. In fact, we're going to talk about this next class, but if you decide to add in any landscape architecture, that's going to count for extra credit on this project. So you don't have to have that. All it needs for next class is to be painted to add that curb appeal. But if you go above and beyond by adding in some landscape architect, and you can make and build that, or go outside and find rocks and sticks and maybe add some cotton balls to the top of the sticks. More on that next class. But for right now, that would be extra credit. So I just wanted to put that in your mind so you kind of have an idea of what's coming up next. Please remember, be cautious. We are working with a hot glue gun. Hot. I don't want you burning yourselves. Also, you've got such beautiful eyes. Please make sure if you're going to be cutting any more craft sticks, always have your eye protection on. So just wanted to remind you of those basics for safety as well. All right. So we are continuing to build and actually assemble our house. So let's get to it. You can see I've got a bunch of stuff here. This is going to be the front of my home. This is the back. I've got the sides. Notice that I did the sides so they're not quite as big as the front and the back. And that is okay. Get a little brighter here. All right, so here we go. First and foremost, just kind of like lay it out so you know what's going to be what. Decide too what's going to be on the inside and what's the outside. So do you want that showing on the outside? Do you like how that looks? Or do you want that on the inside so it's more clean on the outside? Up to you. Either way works. I'm going to choose to have these on the inside. So mine is going to essentially come together something like this. If you can imagine all those folding up, that's what it's going to look like. Okay? Let's see. Other things to touch on. You want to make sure when you're gluing, like if I'm going to glue this one so that that side is on the inside, I wouldn't over here, let's see if I can hold this all together. I wouldn't over here want to glue that on the outside. It's falling on me. But, okay, that didn't work so well. But do you see how it would kind of come to an angle like this? Because this is pushing these two walls out on this side. Oh my goodness. Like that, right? And then on this side, if it was coming to the inside, it would be kind of almost like a triangle. It'd be coming in. So just think of that too. Before you start to glue anything down. If you've got any pieces of tape, like I'm noticing there's some on here that are remaining from last class, just make sure to peel those off too before we get started. That'll help with once we start painting next class. Okay, so you don't really need a ton of glue to hold this together. Like I said, I'm going to be doing mine so that those go on the inside. And the touch points, let's mention this. Kind of hold it wherever it goes. Notice it would be kind of silly for me to put glue in that in between because there's a blank space there. So I'm only going to be putting glue here and here. If it bothers you that there's going to be a blank space, don't worry, I got a trick for you. I got you. For now, let's just get it together, though. Get it together. Come on, guys. But for real, that is what we're doing today. We're getting it together. Alright, so I've got those two globs. I want to make sure I kind of hold it as far out as I can. Okay. If there's any excess glue, you can always pick it off or use like a scissors or something later. Or like me, my fingers don't have any feeling left in them anyway, so I just pick it up off while it's hot. Not something I'm recommending, but it is what I do. Okay. Looks like that's holding pretty well. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Remember, I want to make sure this goes here. I wouldn't want to then put this down here on the outside of it. I want to keep them so they're both the same. Let me give you another angle of that. So you can see this one is like tucked inside the home. So that means this one would want to be tucked inside too. I would not want it like that. It is going to throw off. Can you see already? Like look at that angle that it would make. Make it a little more square. Can you see how much further down this one is than that one? And my back wall would come at some strange angle if I did that. That's what I was trying to show you before, and it didn't work super well. Anyway, here we go. A little glob there. A little glob there. Okay, now I'm going to try to hold it as close to the edge as I can without letting my hot glue gun fall. Once again, I have no feeling in my fingers, so I'm just going to smooth that out right away. But just hold it, hold it for a bit while it takes hold and dries. And you should be able to release. Okay. There we go. It's coming along so far. Now for this one, I'm going to try to do all 4 of these at once, and I'm going to try to attach it all at once. Say good luck. Let's see how this goes. Alright. I'm going to actually hold it here, just because you probably are able to tell my hot glue gun, the cord doesn't reach super well to the space, and you guys might have that same issue with yours. Alright, and while it's still warm enough and not dry, I'm just going to try to get this at the angle I want and hold it into place. So it's pretty good. It's maybe got a little bit of an angle to it, but it's not too shabby. So we will take it. There we go. Back, sides, and front. But we need a roof, don't we? So let's get to that next. So however many sticks this is here, that's probably, unless you want your roof to go this way, which it totally could, but mine's going this way. So I'm going to need, mine was 6 across, so these also need to be 6 across. So how do we do this? How do we glue that? I've got a trick. Here's what you're going to do. Grab out 2 sticks, and you're going to want them the same size, or it could even have a little overhang if you want, but the same size as that, which means I am going to need to cut, which means I am going to get out some protective cool eye here, just like that. I think I'm going to have a little overhang for mine. I think that'd be kind of cute. So we'll just go like that. And I'm going to need a second one that's the same. So here we go. Pew! Pew! So fun. Alright, now that I've got those cut, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put glue on the edge of one, and I'm going to hold it. Actually, I might want to have them both in the same direction so that it's making a right angle like that. Alright, so once again, I'm putting glue along the edge here. I'll hold it up over on this camera as best I can. So just going down that thin edge there, get all the way to the edge of it, and now making that right angle, holding it so it looks something like that. Okay, obviously give it enough time for that to dry, but this is going to work out really well now to glue this inside here So I'm going to do that first. Put that glue along that edge. And we'll get this half of the roof down in there. And then I'm going to do the other half of the roof on this side. So that's going to hold it together up at the top. Let me show you what I mean in just a moment here. Okay, so that half is glued. Get this part glued in there too. And voila, we've got a roof with a cute little overhang there that will now fit on top of my house. Now, this space here, this is kind of up to you. If you want to leave it like this, you can. Okay, we are not expecting that this has to be filled in to get full points anyway. However, if this is bothering you and you're like, what in the world, a house would not just have an open area like that? Obviously, bugs and rodents and rain could get in there. So you want to kind of make yours more filled in. Cool, let's do it, right? Let's go ahead. We can figure this out. You could either take and kind of cut yours so that they go this way. So you would just sort of, cut them like this as they go down. I could probably fit one more in there. So I'd have to kind of, draw a line. Where's my pencil? Draw a line. I'd probably tape them together first just so they all hold. And draw and then cut. And then I would glue those, right on there. And I'd have to get another little one for up in there too. So you could go that way. But play around with this. You want to do something more funky? Maybe yours ends up going like this and gives it a cool angle. Maybe yours are going to go up and down like this. It's kind of up to you, okay? If you do the up and down, I would probably do at least one that goes across, maybe even two, that then hold it. So that's an idea as well. In fact, I think maybe, you know what? Let's just show that real quick. Okay, so I'm going to put a little glue on either end here. Make sure I'm finding a spot where it fits on both sides. There we go. Then I'm going to have to cut this one. Protective eye gear. Okay. Cut that. Pinched my finger in between the scissors on that one. Here, I'm protecting my eyes. Apparently I should have been protecting my fingers. Goodness gracious. Alright, where did that one go? Right around there? Cool. Alright, and so now that I've got those kind of stabilizing across ones, now I can figure out my ones that come down. And here's about where I'm going to want to cut that. I'm not going to do all of these, but I'll show you a couple, just so you get an idea of what I was talking about before. So I'm going to need to put glue here and here for that center one. And get that up in there. And there we go. And let's see. Here will be our next one. I want to make sure it's about the same. And so I would cut that right around there. Boom! Once again, a little dab of glue on each of those cross sticks. There you go. And you can kind of see how that's forming a cute little area up there. Another fun little thing I just wanted to show you that I like. The roof. Looks cute as is, but could we make it cuter yet? I think we can. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using that kind of rounded edge. There we go. And I have enough sticks, So if you don't, like, obviously this is not going to be a possibility, but I just thought it would be really cute to have like kind of a scalloped edge roof. So I'm going to start at the bottom, like this. Just going to try to work quickly here so it doesn't take too long. And of course, once again, I'll show you part of it. This one's going to go right next to it. You can kind of see what's going on here, right? And I would do that all the way across. And then I'm going to come again to the next row. Get that glue off my finger. And try to make it about the same amount, the same distance. Oops. That. Isn't that looking cute? A little more glue. So today is when you can kind of add some more of these like sweet little features to yours if you want to. And I would probably go one or two more up, but kind of creating, you know, a cute shingle like that, little scalloped edge shingle. So yeah, have fun adding those extra layers of curb appeal. And then, oh yeah, remember how I told you about this here too? The same thing we did here, you can also do on those edges as well. So, once again, I'm just going to make a right angle, glue down this long edge here. There are so many more ideas that I would never be able to fit into one demo unless you guys want to watch for like, I don't know, the rest of your lives. There's so many things we can do, right? So many interior and exterior design things. But I'm just giving you some samples. If you've got other ideas, go with it. Go with it. As an artist, I want you to be creative. But you can see how this can kind of go overlapping that edge. So if this bothers me, no more. Look at that. And it adds a little extra detail, like some columns almost to it. So that's an idea too. As far as the rooftop, if you want to, once it's done, you can glue it down to keep it all together. Or you can have it so that it's able to be lifted up and you can see on the inside. That's your call. Up to you. And then another thing is you are going to want a base for it. So I know last class we talked about coming up with some cardboard. So here's my cardboard, and I can glue it down to there if I want to, or once again I can have it where it lifts up. Either way is fine. If you don't have cardboard, or if you had budgeted to use your craft sticks, you can use that for your base as well. But just remember, when choosing a base, whatever kind of base you choose to do, if you want to add landscape to it next class, just make sure it's big enough that you can actually put, like, you know, maybe a little sidewalk or a pathway and some faux trees and some shrubbery or whatever it is you're hoping to add in. Ooh, maybe I put it up here and I make a nice pool back there. That's probably about the only kind of pool I can afford, so maybe I should do that. Anyway, just I wanted you to keep that in mind. But yeah, if you want to glue down your home to your base, you can do that as well. Once again, either cardboard, your craft sticks, or maybe you found something else at home. That's cool too. Anyway, have fun assembling this. I can't wait to see how they turn out. We're getting so close to the end. It's going to be amazing.